NS-34 is set to launch from our West Texas site with a crew that is beyond excited for this adventure across the Kármán line. I'm Tabitha Lipkin.
And howdy, I'm Eddie Seifert.
And this is New Shepard's 14th human flight. I'm Tabitha Lipkin, and I am joined by a man who needs no introduction, Eddie Seifert. And Eddie, what a beautiful day to fly. Our 6th mission this year.
Tabitha, thank you. It's great to be here at the desk with you. Really excited. As you mentioned earlier, our 14th human flight, 34th mission overall, and like so many that came before today, it's just a great day to cross the Kármán line.
Look at that sunrise out in West Texas, Eddie. For our viewers at home, we actually want to talk a little bit about how New Shepard offers everyone, we're talking everyone young and old, a life-changing experience. Now, we have successfully flown the youngest and oldest astronauts across the Kármán line. It really shifts their perspective about Earth's fragility and why it needs to be preserved. Now, this distinguished crew includes Arvi Bahal, Gokhan Erdem, Deborah Martorell, Lionel Pitchford, J.D. Russell, and Justin Sun, who was, by the way, the winning bidder for the first New Shepard seat back in 2021.
That's right. The proceeds from the $28 million bid benefited 19 space-focused charities to inspire future generations to pursue careers in STEAM and help shape the future of life in space. Here's a fun fact. JD is flying for the 2nd time, having previously flown on NS-28. And of course, we'll have more of this crew that we have pictured here, NS-34, coming up shortly. But right now, our astronauts are settling into their seats. They're sort of in the crew capsule. We had some shots earlier of the New Shepard vehicle on the launch pad. And let's talk about what this crew has been up to leading to this moment.
Yeah, no, over the last couple of days, our crew has been preparing for this moment. About 3 days ago, they all came together and they so named themselves One Earth. And it's so fitting because this crew is from all over the globe. This morning, they were at the Astronaut Training Center going through some of those final checks before getting in the Rivians and heading out to where we can see them right now in the capsule. So yeah, this is from earlier where they were all together, and just a cool moment for this crew to finally be able to come together for this moment.
So Tabitha, right there, they were walking up on Ring Road, taking a selfie essentially with their New Shepard vehicle. Great shot there of Arvi climbing the tower for today's mission.
Yeah, and this moment has been a long time coming for our astronauts who have dreamed about this their entire lives. You can see Deborah there ringing the bell. A shout out to all of our viewers that are tuning in from Puerto Rico today. There is Arvi ringing the bell, and a beautiful shot of New Shepard on the pad this morning with the sunrise, as we said, lighting up the skies of West Texas. And our CM7 right now, working with the crew, making sure they're settled in and ready for today's flight.
Right, so that's crew member 7, Rob Freelowski, that we see in the live shot, preparing the astronauts to sit in their seats. And we'll hear later from our other crew member 7, right? Crew member 7's a virtual pair of folks that accompany our astronauts, Sarah Knights, and so she'll be capsule communicator for today's mission.
That is true. So let's give you a moment to just kind of enjoy the rocket, take a look at everything that's happening with New Shepard for NS-34, and hear the sights, or see the sights and hear the sounds, as they say, of New Shepard coming alive.
Blue Control on UHF. How do you read?
Have you loud and clear, Howie?
Copy.
We are hearing that
I have you
Capcom,
the
that's
same.
short for Capsule Communicator, is ready to talk to the astronauts. That is Sarah Knights. Let's listen in. So yeah, that was Sarah Knights on Capcom, who is chatting with our astronauts at this moment in time as they are getting seated into their prospective seats, ready for NS-34. But let's move on and talk a little bit about CM7, our 7th member of our crew. And today we call them Crew Member 7, and that is Sarah Knights, who you just saw on your screen for Capcom, and as you mentioned, Eddie, Rob Freelowski.
Yeah, let's break it down, right? So the crew that flies to space and back is a crew of 6. Each seat is a window seat, and these are some of the largest windows to have ever flown in space.
That's right.
But this pair of virtual crew members are right there with the astronauts from the moment they arrive in Texas through the entire 2 days of flight training, all the way until this moment right now where they've entered the crew capsule and done their capsule communication checks.
Now, for this flight, as I mentioned, we've got Sarah Knights and Rob Freelowski, but we've got lots of incredible CM7s, and they are embedded in the mission, and then they are then the first to greet our crew once they return back to Earth. So let's actually take a look at these impressive individuals, our Crew Member 7s.
Command engine start. 2,
it's just incredible watching what our crew member 7s do on the daily basis. I remember when the application first posted.
Yeah.
It was an internal job posting. It felt like everyone at Team Blue applied for the position, and of course we selected the best of the best, Sarah Knights, as our original crew member 7 to lead that office, and so we're so lucky to have them.
Yeah, and giving her an extra shout out actually, because she's the one who helped train me before I even got to sit here on the webcast desk, and she was able to give me so much history and information about New Shepard, and I'm always going to be so grateful for that. And Rob Frelowski today, who later in the day you may be hearing doing some interviews with our astronauts. He also gave me my very first tour of the Astronaut Training Center, so big shout out to those guys. But now it's time to actually meet the crew of NS-34, and let's start out, Eddie, in seat number 1.
For seat number 1, we have a returning astro, James J.D. Russell. James is flying for a second time on New Shepard. His first flight was on NS-28 on November 22nd, 2024. He is a serial entrepreneur and founder of Alpha Funds, a technology-focused venture capital company, and Alpha Aerospace, an aerospace consulting and solutions company.
He also founded the Victoria Russell Foundation in honor of his late daughter. The foundation is dedicated to supporting children's education and assisting the families of first responders. It's a proud partner with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library and brings the love of reading to children by gifting books free of charge to children. Very, very sweet. And seat number 2, we have to talk about Lionel Pitchford. Lionel spent the last 4 decades in Spain working as a teacher, translator, and tour guide. That was as a means to travel the world. I totally get that. Now, back in '92, following a plane crash with his sister and her family on board, Lionel then founded a nonprofit in Nepal dedicated to serving disadvantaged children.
So for over 30 years, he's run this orphanage in Kathmandu. Lionel has dreamed of flying to space since catching the travel bug and is astonished that it's possible for ordinary people to go to space. He aims to inspire others so that they can do the same. In seat number 3, we have Gokhan Erdem. Gokhan is a Turkish businessman and board member of Erdem Holding, a diverse group of companies operating in the energy, telecommunications, construction, and manufacturing sectors.
Now, outside of his professional responsibilities, Gokhan is a passionate space enthusiast and an avid photographer. Deeply inspired by space exploration, he dreams of one day traveling to the International Space Station and possibly beyond. But today, he's crossing the Kármán line. Let's talk about seat number 4. We have Justin Sun. Justin Sun is the founder of Tron, a world-leading blockchain and DAO, and advisor to HTX, one of the world's largest crypto exchanges. Sun is also a protege of Alibaba's Jack Ma and was featured on the cover of Forbes magazine in April of this year. That's where he was recognized as one of the most dynamic and outspoken figures in crypto. He's been named on Forbes 30 Under 30 list in the consumer technology category several times, and back in 2021, we kind of talked about this, Justin placed the winning bid for the very first seat on New Shepard.
Right, the $28 million in proceeds were donated to Blue Origin's foundation Club for the Future, which then selected 19 space-focused nonprofits to each receive a $1 million grant to inspire future generations and help invent the future of life in space. So in seat number 5, we have Arvinder Singh Bahal, Arvi. Arvi is a real estate investor born in Agra, India, and is now a naturalized U.S. citizen. He's a lifelong traveler and adventurer. He's visited every country in the world, the North Pole, the South Pole, and skydived Mount Everest and the Pyramids of Giza. Today, he's going to witness Earth from space.
That's going to be very, very exciting. And finally, we have to talk about seat number 6, Deborah Martorell. Now, Deborah is a Puerto Rican meteorologist and journalist. Her reporting on environmental and space topics has garnered 8 Emmy Awards and 2 Awards of Excellence in Science Reporting from the American Meteorological Society.
Her passion for space led her to participate in a 2007 microgravity flight with NASA, and she has extensively covered Puerto Rican astronauts Joe Acaba and Marcos Berrios. Her reports on missions include STS-119, Artemis 1, and the launch of Puerto Rico's first nanosatellite, Cunard 2. Para nuestra comunidad puertorriqueña que nos acompaña ahora, es un honor tenerlos hoy en día con nosotros.
Bienvenidos, amigos de Puerto Rico. Now, did you know that New Shepard has flown 70 humans above the Kármán line? That is 10% of all people above the Kármán line. And after this mission, that total number of people who have flown on New Shepard will be 75, including 5 who have flown twice, and that brings the grand total of astronauts to 80. That's right.
No, it's a huge accomplishment, right? And to have 5 astronauts flying twice. It's, in part because New Shepard offers astronauts a life-changing shift in perspective. In fact, we're now operating 2 human-rated vehicles to better meet our customer demand, but it's also because safety is our highest value, right? We've built redundancy into every safety system. As we discussed earlier, the CM7s do a good job of explaining those safety systems and guiding the astronauts. So it's an overall great experience.
And Eddie, Launch Site 1 is not only the home of New Shepard, where we can watch these incredible vehicles take off across the Kármán line, but it's also a really cool place.
Tabitha, that's so special to end that video in particular with the fire pit under some of the largest protected dark skies in our hemisphere. It's incredible. Launch Site 1 does such a great job of blending the old West frontier with sort of the new space frontier.
Right, it's like this great combination. And Eddie, I know that you lived out in Van Horn and you were working on Launch Site 1 for a really long time. What was that experience like for you? Because every time I visit, I just feel like I'm home.
No, Tabitha, that's exactly right. I feel so lucky that I got my start with Blue Origin at Launch Site 1 in 2014. It's just a phenomenal place to work. The people, the community, it's great. As you can see, the scenery is incredible. And so whether you are a Blue employee, an astronaut, or a guest, right, you're in this world-class rocket facility. You've got rocket engine tests that happen at our world-class liquid rocket engine test stands, and it's an incredibly special place to witness if you ever get the chance.
Yeah, going out there too, there's so many national parks that you can explore. As you can see here with this beautiful shot that we've got of the launch pad, you know that you are out in a very special place that's very secluded, and there's something very, very cool about that. Now, if you're taking a look on our screen, you'll notice that we've entered a hold here, and in this moment in time, we want to toss it back over to the rocket as we prepare for New Shepard's 14th human flight. Now, as you can see on the top right corner of your screen, we are in a hold, and while we wait, let's actually talk about what our astronauts go through during their time at Launch Site 1.
Texas Ranch. It's a historic one. It's called the Figure 2 Ranch, and we've transformed it into something different. We want our astronauts to really embrace the natural beauty, the West Texas desert, the life, the boots, the cowboys,
all
the hats.
of it.
Yeah. When you come here, you're gonna feel like a space cowboy or a space cowgirl.
Yeah, and Astronaut Village and the Astronaut Training Center are some really special places that are just filled with history. I mean, you go out to the Astronaut Village area and you really feel like you're where the Mercury astronauts were training. Like, you've got the Airstreams, you've got the old West Texas feel, but then you also have, like you said, that new space commerce identity as well. And again, if you're just joining us, we are in a hold at this moment in time. We are awaiting New Shepard's 34th flight, 14th human flight, and I want to tell you really quickly and remind our viewers, on this flight we have Arvi Bahal, Gokhan Erdem, Deborah Martorell, Lionel Pitchford, J.D. Russell, and Justin Sun, who are very excited and awaiting liftoff here. Now, just for a moment, we're going to toss it back over to the rocket, let you again listen in and get to take a look at everything. And there is actually a shot of our Tesseract.
That's right. So this is our viewing area where our guests and our VIPs are elevated above the desert cacti, if you will, and,
Hey, buddy.
and are able to enjoy the view and really see the full profile of the New Shepard launch.
Yeah, that's actually where I first watched NS-34 when I was out there reporting, and I think it's the best spot to see a launch. It's really, really amazing, and it's very moving. So.
Well, you can hear the BE-3 power up. You
Yeah.
can hear the sonic booms on reentry, and you can see just the gentle landing of both the propulsion module and the capsule. And so it's an incredible place.
It really is. And for now, our viewers, take a look. This is NS-34 New Shepard on the launch pad. We're going to toss it back over to the rocket for just a moment, and we'll be back with you momentarily. And welcome back. We are currently in a hold. We are sitting at T-10, but right now I want to talk to you a little bit about the window size on New Shepard. Amongst the largest windows ever flown in space, but I can't talk about that alone. Eddie, let's talk about these windows and how significant it is to have such large windows that our astros can look out when they're crossing the current line.
So earlier you were saying, right, that we take a lot of our inspiration from the Mercury program and Alan Shepard's first flight as the first American in space. And so that's true, right? The profile simulates the Mercury profile, but one thing that the team really focused on was these large windows. So 6 seats, every seat is a window seat, and in particular it's around the user experience. So you have places you can hold on to that are around the windows, so you can position yourself how you like, so to really take in the view. That's what we hear from our astronauts, right? The view out of these windows, the darkness of space, the thin limb of the atmosphere and the curvature. I'd love to be up in the crew capsule taking over and seeing this site.
Yeah, and you mentioned, looking out those windows, it's some of the cleanest microgravity that an individual can feel. Can you explain that?
Right, so we could certainly talk about that as we get into our flight profile, but essentially after the reusable spaceship first step there that we see there, and by the way, those large windows, separates from the propulsion module, right? So the crew capsule is separated. It uses its reaction control system to null out, effectively zero out all of the acceleration in the 3 axes so that you have really clean microgravity. And because it's a suborbital flight, you're in true free fall. So you're not adjusting your attitude, for example, to maintain orbit. And so that free fall results in some of the cleanest microgravity that you can experience. And so that's been great for our astronauts, certainly, and for the more than 200 payloads from 7 different countries that have flown on New Shepard.
Right, and I want to also bring attention to the fact that we have now cleared that hold. New Shepard is about T-9 minutes from liftoff, and we have cleared those special system checks that we have going on.
Right, coming up, we should be hearing from Mission Control on the go, no-go poll, so let's enjoy the views of the rocket while we tune into that.
Welcome back. Now, we are hearing from Mission Control that they have done the go, no-go poll, and we are go for launch.
No, that's right. So Steve Lanius, our flight director, a stalwart in the flight director office, more than 21 years at Blue. So yes, we are confirmed. We are go for terminal count, and we are counting down here to T0.
And in these last minutes leading up, we want to talk about the 13 previous flights where we carried crews of astronauts to space. And on every flight, we hear how incredible it is for them to look out those big windows and to really be able to take in the overview effect.
Right. So today, the crew won Earth. We'll add 5 more Astros to cross the Kármán line. Like we said, a total of 80 with 5 returning astronauts, including JD.
Eddie, you know, I always get a little emotional when I hear that little piece from William Shatner about how profound that experience was. And today we're going to have 5 new astronauts who are going to experience that. And JD is going to go back and he's going to do it again because it meant that much to him. And it's just really special to be able to hear directly from the Astros.
No, absolutely. I think Sarah Sabry's quote of, you know, everyone deserves to see this is really that's the mantra behind New Shepard, right? Giving more folks access to space. And a suborbital flight is a really fantastic way to experience space, right? It's a simple parabolic flight, a straight up and straight back down flight path that, you know, we talked about earlier results in some of the cleanest microgravity. So we're going to call these steps out as we see them happen in the flight after T0. But essentially, you take off from your West Texas desert as one vehicle, booster and capsule integrated. The BE-3 powers you, you know, almost to the Kármán line and then shuts off. At that point, the vehicles separate. You cross the Kármán line, reach apogee, and then you're on your way back down. Of course, the booster, being a little more aerodynamic, will reach the ground first, landing just 2 miles north of the launch pad at our landing pad. And then that entire time, right, you're enjoying microgravity as an astronaut. You come, you re-enter the atmosphere at about 5 Gs, and then you land as soft as a feather on a soft breeze with our 3 parachute.
Yeah, and for our viewers who might just be listening, take a look at your screen. You can actually see the entire flight profile there. New Shepard, it has this vertical takeoff and vertical landing architecture that Eddie just mentioned. And the entire experience is, you know, it takes about 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, really, it's a great way to experience space, and you know, it's about the 3 days leading up to it, and then it's about the overview effect as well.
That's right. And we are about T-minus 2 minutes and 45 seconds here as New Shepard awaits liftoff. And this is where we're going to start going through a series of final checks, or bit checks, if you will. Eddie, will you explain what these bit checks are?
Right. So BIT built-in tests, and so it's a full exercise of the system. Like, for example, the AFINs will be engaged throughout their entire envelope. It's essentially the last checks before T0. They're completely automated in auto sequence by a computer, and so when those are green, it means we're go for launch. So we're going to call those out as we see them.
Yeah, and we can actually, we're starting to hear everything that's happening out on the launch pad, all those automated systems.
Right, so we heard the message
Retracting
there.
the sun shade
coming up
and
to flight
capsule
pressures.
access bridge.
And the capsule access bridge being retracted.
This has got to feel good for our Astros. This is like, we are in our last almost 90 seconds here before NS-34 takes off.
Pumps.
Yeah, if you're sitting on the rocket right now, it is alive, right? It's raring to go. Less than 90 seconds here before our launch for RSS first step and our One Earth crew.
Executing aft fin built-in test. Engine thrust vector control built-in test in work. Vehicle is now on internal power.
Less than 1 minute here. We're also keeping an eye on the pressure and temperature in the propellant tanks. Both need to stay in the green zone of these variables. And Eddie, this feels like a good time to go ahead and hand everything off to mission control. Perfect. And let's launch this rocket.
Thrust termination system is armed. T-minus 20 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1. Cleared the tower.
There we have it. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
Woo!
One Earth on your way to space. There, a great shot of the B3 engine with the sunrise behind it. What a fabulous shot by our drones.
I can't imagine how our One Earth crew is feeling. That is one of the most beautiful takeoffs I've ever seen.
So on the left there, we've got our altitude meter, our velocity meter, and those are starting to tick up as the BE-3 engine powers our crew to space. What a shot. This long-range camera here is fabulous.
It really is. So yes, if you're watching at home, you can follow along on New Shepard's journey by taking a look at the telemetry on your screen. You can see our T-clock on the right-hand side, telemetry on the left.
And we hear there that we're throttling down the BE-3 for max Q. That's the point where aerodynamic stress is at its maximum.
We're approaching 30,000 feet. New Shepard is really picking up speed. And right now, the astronauts are experiencing about 3 Gs. A shot from our tail looking back down on West Texas. A clear day, too.
Yeah, well, so now that the vehicle has gone supersonic, that BE-3 engine is powered back up to full power, 100% power level. There it is. Now that the vehicle is supersonic, the B-3 is powered up and pushing our astronauts to space.
Engine back up to full throttle. Chamber pressures look good.
Great. We've just passed 1 minute and 45 seconds into flight.
Passing 100,000 feet.
About to hit. 100,000 feet. There it is. Next up is MECO, which will be main engine cutoff. That'll be at about 160,000 feet.
So great shot here
Astronauts
of the
experiencing
avionics
max
tunnel
Gs.
and two of the aft fins that help, guide the rocket on its way up.
On your screen, you can see to the left-hand side that long range.
And there's MECO, main engine cutoff. Great view.
Standby separation.
Oh, and we're getting audio from our Astros.
Standby separation.
Separation. Separation, guy. Good. Be good to get out, right?
Okay,
Separation
some messages
confirmed.
from our One Earth crew that separation is
free to
confirmed. They are
enter
now
zero
free to move around the cabin.
Yeah, and if you're following along, you'll notice now on your telemetry you have capsule and booster. These parts of New Shepard are both going to reach and cross the Kármán line before reaching apogee and making their way back down. But we've got a little bit of time before that. I'm hearing some laughter.
And welcome beyond the Kármán line, One Earth crew. Congratulations. I don't know. I hope they're enjoying their microgravity right now, doing somersaults and enjoying the view.
They certainly, I'm sure they are. I can't wait to look at that footage later, which of course we're going to be posting on our social media. And in the future, we'll actually be able to have live cameras inside the capsule. Right now, though, we just have some audio for you.
I've been saved some morning.
Okay, Tabitha, we've reached apogee. Now both vehicles are being pulled back down to Earth under the effect of gravity. So we're going to focus first on the booster and its path, and then we'll switch and rejoin our astronauts in the crew capsule.
Yeah, and if you have been following along on your screen, you'll notice the telemetry is still working, it looks like, for the booster on the capsule. It's stopped there, but we're gonna keep you updated on all the milestones, so don't you worry.
How you doing? I'm good. You good?
How you doing? I'm good. I'm good too.
Yeah, we're good. We're all good.
I love that it is a clear day, so we can still have this long-range camera that's getting a shot of both the capsule and the booster. Oh, there's friends and family.
Yeah, it's a game sometimes to see who can spot the vehicles first in that clear blue sky on their way down. So
Yeah.
we'll see if they react and start pointing.
All right, as you heard, they've got their 1-minute warning.
That's right. One more minute to enjoy the weightlessness, the views before finding your way back to your seat and harnessing up.
And they've practiced this moment over and over and over again, so they can soak up every second of being able to look out those big windows.
Status check. Astronaut Gokhan.
So while our team is doing a status check, again, just super impressive, these long-range cameras from the ground that are able to track both vehicles. And you can really tell how the booster's coming down fast,
Oh, yeah.
much more quickly than the crew capsule. That's because of its aerodynamic shape. We're going to follow that and point things out as we see them.
Yeah, our crew right now behind the scenes is working to get that telemetry up again so that you can follow along. But don't you worry, we've got eyes on the booster here. We're going to be following it as it makes its way down, and I'll be getting updates from our mission control.
So it looks like we've got the ring fin and the forward fins already deployed. So that helps to stabilize the vehicle. It raises the center of pressure to give it basically stability as it's flying backwards through the atmosphere. What a great shot. Oh, man. And those are the drag brakes deploying. That cuts the velocity of the vehicle by half.
Capsule descending nominally
Yeah,
through
that's at
40,000
about
feet.
15,000 feet.
Booster drag brakes deployed.
There's the BE-3 engine reigniting, slowing down the booster for the last part of the landing here. Great drone shot. Look at that.
Yeah. And Eddie, you want to talk a little bit about the mathematics that goes into making sure the booster lands at the same spot every single time?
Well, part of it is that we'll circle back to that one, Tabitha. Let's enjoy this view.
Welcome home, New Shepard booster.
That's a great touchdown shot there of the drone. Of the booster from the drone and now from our desert cameras.
Booster
Look at that.
auto-safing start.
This is the 15th flight of this booster. Incredible.
Starting that auto-safing sequence as well.
Standby drogues.
Yeah, look at the sunrise, just the sort of the golden hour of the morning on our landing pad there.
Right, the booster landing about 2 miles from where the New Shepard
There's
took
the
off,
crew
and we've
capsule.
reacquired the crew capsule picture. Any moment, you'll see those drogues deploy, and after that, you will see the parachutes. There go the drogues.
Right, and those
Drogues
drogue
deployed.
chutes use the air resistance to pull out the main chutes. So that's what we're going to be looking for here.
And there go the parachutes. And while the parachutes are essential in providing a gentle touchdown for
Capsule
the
main
capsule,
parachute
it
deployment
also has a
confirmed.
retro thrust system. That is at the base of the capsule, which will make that final touchdown even smoother.
Right, we were talking about sort of landing, you know, as gentle as a feather in a light breeze. That's what we're going for here with the retro thrust system. It's the terminal
Capsule
deceleration
landing
system,
zone is within
TDS.
expected range limits.
It's essentially a compressed gas system that you know, exhausts a cushion of air in those last feet before the capsule touches the desert and makes
Capsule
for a soft
descending
landing.
nominally.
That's right. So if
through
you're watching,
1,300 feet.
you'll see, oh, there's a big puff of dust that's happening. That's a good thing. That means they're landing about a mile an hour. It's very, very soft.
And Tabitha, what a great shot here.
TDS
3
enabled.
full parachutes. You know, you've been to space. You're enjoying. Look at this shot with.
I bet those views are great
Yeah,
too.
the Sierra Diablo Mountains behind it, Victoria Canyon on the left, and just a wonderful shot of our West Texas desert.
And I can't wait to hear what our astronauts have to say upon returning. Again, CM7 Rob Freelowski will be chatting with our Astros once they land back there in West Texas. And we have touchdown. Welcome back, One Earth.
And of course they're clapping. Of course they're clapping. What an experience. Welcome back to Earth, One Earth. And look at those parachutes coming down softly. Right now, our CM7 and recovery crew has left their fallback position and are headed as quickly as they can, as safely as they can, to the crew capsule to meet the crew, One Earth, on their return from space.
That's right. Our CM7 is going to be helping safe that capsule. And a big shout out today to our drone operators who have gotten some incredible shots. I'm going to have to get some pointers from these guys for some of my next videos because these are crispy.
Yeah, I think I found my new desktop background with that BE-3 engine and the sunrise behind
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Or maybe this one here, right, with the crew capsule in the desert and the mesquite bushes behind them. Yeah, this is awesome.
So while that is going on, I also want to take a moment and introduce you to a group of the many incredible people at Blue. But this individual, Shoshana Harrison Taylor, is someone that you need to know the name of. You may have seen her in the front row of our Mission Control Center this morning, and we want to tell you a little bit more about a day in her life.
phenomenal leader for us for Blue Origin, right? She's the lead controller for the capsule that we're looking at today that, you know, by all accounts on our side has executed a nominal mission, keeping our astronauts safe beyond the Kármán line and coming back. And so really congratulations.
And there she is.
There she is. She's still, like she said in her video, in the zone. So right, the mission is not over for her. She's still working to help the team safe the crew capsule systems, effectively de-energize those systems so that crew member 7 can help the astronauts exit onto terra firma.
That's right, and then get to share their stories with us all. But I also want to talk about our non-profit Club for the Future, because they're involved with today's flight as well. They're sending postcards to space and back on New Shepard from space enthusiasts and partners including the Breyer-Thompson Conservatory, the East Planetarium Conference, which is held by the Middle Atlantic Planetarium Society and the Southeastern Planetarium Association, as well as Space Kids Global.
Now, just like we've done on past missions, today's astronaut crew made their own postcards to fly to space as well. Right, we had some fabulous stories, and hopefully we can get some pictures of our astronauts' postcards there. But Gokhan, for example, wrote a message to the children of Turkey, right, to inspire them.
I pulled it up here for us,
to go to space. Yeah, what did he write?
Our Zoe Brinkley sent this to me, and she said, "Dear children, I wrote this card for the children of the country, wishing you to achieve your dreams and many Turkish astronauts to fly into space."
Well, and that just, again, is the sign of just what this means for our astronauts, that they dedicate this mission to their nonprofits, to the future generation, to help inspire folks like themselves. There's a photo there of Deborah, our meteorologist from Puerto Rico. I wonder what she wrote on her postcard, and it's really cool because it's something that, you know, you get to build with your hands and take up to space with you.
Yeah, and Deborah is someone that I'm so excited to hear from. Arvi is now on the screen showing off his postcard, but you might notice in the lower right-hand corner of the screen, you can see our crew going out to safe the capsule. Now, if you're wondering about the postcards, anyone, of course, can do this. You can also make a digital postcard. We have that tool on our website. If you just go to draw.clubforfuture.org, again, that's draw.clubforfuture.org, or check out the QR code on your screen, you can learn more there. And Club for the Future also has an exciting new lesson development and partnership with a very, very talented student from Purdue University. The lesson, Cosmic Clutter, the mission to clean up space debris, was developed from a chosen submission in a Blue Origin Blue Ring University competition.
This competition invited university students to propose innovative space technology solutions using the Blue Ring platform, a versatile multi-orbit, multi-mission spacecraft. So that student, Alana Miller, worked with Club to create this amazing lesson, and she's now an intern with Club.
That's right.
Well, so actually, if we could, you know, the lessons that are on Club for the Future's website are absolutely turnkey. So if you're an educator, if you know an educator in the K through 12 space, you can go onto our website and download a space lesson that you know can use to make your postcards. It's really awesome. So we added the opportunity, right, to create proposals, submit designs, build prototypes, and compete with other teams to see which team can collect the most space debris.
Such an incredible, bright individual to also now have on Team Blue. We're so grateful to have Alana. And by the way, this is a fantastic way to engage with real-world challenges in space exploration and debris management. If you want to learn more about all the things our nonprofit does, do please go to clubforfuture.org to find this and more information, as well as those free STEAM and space lessons right now that they are safing the capsule and that they are getting the steps out for our crew to return to terra firma.
Yeah, so that's what we were talking about, Tabitha, right? This is crew member 7 and the recovery team de-energizing any system, whether it's electrical or high pressure gas, so that it's safe for these astronauts to exit the capsule. We've got a live shot there of those activities. Let's just take it in.
And again, a big shout out to our drone operators who've got a great shot there of our crew capsule currently being safe. They're getting the stairs put up so that our Astros can return. And again, if you're just joining us, this is New Shepard's 14th human flight, 34th overall. And on this mission, we have Arvi Bahal, Gokhan Erdem, Deborah Martorell, Lionel Pitchford, J.D. Russell, and Justin Sun. And I know that our Rob Freelowski is awaiting to chat with those Astros so that they can share what this experience was like, not just for them, but for their communities as well.
Right, and to recap, Tabitha, the crew named themselves One Earth, and I think that's just in line and resonates with our culture here at Blue Origin, right? We're working on millions of people living and working in space for the benefit of Earth, so it's an honor to have this crew sort of tip their hats, as it were, to Earth, our blue planet.
And really a global crew. They are from across the globe coming together in this one moment, and they will be a crew and a team for the rest of their lives, the members of NS-34.
So we've switched here to safing operations of the booster. That's what we're showing. And that was the hydrogen and oxygen propellant tanks essentially venting whatever pressurized gas they had left. Those were those white clouds that we were seeing, so that, again, we could do recovery operations on the booster.
But right now on your screen, you're looking at the recovery operations of the capsule. There we go, nice split screen so you can see both the action that happens with the New Shepard after a flight.
I think these vehicles are so special, right? So that's reusable spaceship first step on the left. This was its 14th flight. It's the first flight that we used to start commercial operations, or so the first capsule that we used to start commercial operations in 21. And on the right, we've got, Tail 4 doing its 15th flight to space and back. So this is what we mean by operational reusability. Truly, truly, congratulations to the New Shepard team with those wonderfully built and now flight tested spacecraft.
That's right, more than 10,000 employees here at Blue Origin that we have to give a shout out to. And my understanding is the capsules are meant to be reused upwards of 25 times.
We're gonna push for more, but yeah, we're getting up there.
Now, any moment now, we will see the Astros who will be egressing from the capsule. You've got a live shot there of our team of NS-34. This is the 6th New Shepard flight this year, by the way, and welcome back.
You ready? Yeah, go for it. Yep, you're good. Watch your head. Yeah. All right!
All right, it's my turn. It was great experience. It was great experience. Wow.
And a kiss to the
It was
crew.
like as our simulations. It was great. Where's my flag?
Yeah, the
He wants his flag.
Yeah. Your wife would like to see it. Yeah. Yay!
Woo! There's Justin. I know he's been waiting for this moment a long
there it
time.
is.
Oh, kiss the ground. A classic.
You can get a good picture.
Arvi,
Let Justin get out of the way.
every country in the world, and now,
No, just go right here.
North Pole, South Pole, and now beyond the Kármán
that's
line.
right.
Yeah. that's an
Picture taken?
epic selfie, epic picture. Right? You just went to space.
And Deborah.
Bienvenida, Deborah. Puerto Rico, chance of
There's her
Puerto
flag.
Rico. There it is for all the Boricuas listening. That's wonderful.
Congratulations.
So what's going to happen right now is our astronauts are going to take a moment to be with their friends and family, right? This is a big emotional journey for them. But our Rob Freelowski, who you just saw helping them out of the capsule, is going to be chatting with some of our Astros, and you'll be able to hear from them live here on this webcast.
And what a moment to capture live, right? Like the crew down there capturing the emotion of returning to Earth. This is beautiful.
such a great moment, and it's so nice to see so many people showing up for Astros too, friends, family, loved ones who are watching from the Tesseract, who are now able to join them and really get to sit in this moment. This is a very special moment too, because it might be one of the last times that this entire crew is together.
I went to space. I
All
wish
right,
to
we're
went
going
to
to toss it over
space
to Rob
since I was
Pulaski, who is
a
chatting
child,
with our
and,
Astros.
After almost 30 years, it's come true. For this mission, I wait for 4 years, but we finally deliver it. I'm really appreciate Mr. Bezos and his team make it possible, and thank you, Dad and Mom, to bring me to Earth.
Yeah.
And when I look at from the space, you know, Earth is so small, and that's our home. We definitely need to do whatever we can do to protect it.
Yeah.
And this is my first commitment and step to the space, and we will have more.
Great.
Thank
Tell
you.
us how the view was.
Yeah, Will is fantastic,
Yeah.
and actually I'm very surprised. Earth is so small, so basically we can from the window can almost see the all. So that's like really also come to me. You know, the One Earth
Yeah.
mission name is really right on the point.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
After all,
Yeah.
I guess. Thank you to Justin for that, inspiring reflection about Earth, One Earth. August 3rd, what a special day for us today.
Yeah, and like he said, waiting 4 years for this moment and then getting to come together with this international crew. And now let's hear from Deborah.
It's like flying into another dimension.
Yeah.
Everything perfect. The weather was perfect. The morning was perfect.
Yeah.
Descending, watching all the valley, the desert, and then boom, you're in space, and you see all this blackness and this beautiful, beautiful Earth. Words can't describe what I live now. Quiero darle gracias a Puerto Rico, a mi papá. Papi, gracias. I want to thank my father. He couldn't be here today. And I want to thank my husband, my daughters, my mom, all my family, and all the people in Puerto Rico y toda la gente que está en el Parque de la Ciencia también. Gracias por el apoyo. Esto fue increíble.
Congratulations,
incredible.
Debbie. Congratulations.
So a shout out there from Deborah to her Puerto Rican community. From those that are at the Science Park in Puerto Rico, she was shouting out.
Yeah.
And then a heartfelt thank you to her father.
And we have Gokhan as well.
Team. We had a great time. The black space is amazing. And I want to thank everyone. It was great. Thank you very much for everything. I love Earth. Türkiye'ye çok selamlar. Tüm Türkiye'yi öpüyorum. Allah'a ısmarladık. Thank you.
Thank you, Gokhan.
Thank you.
Arvi, would you like to share?
Teşekkürler Gokhan. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for your training. It was
Thank you.
wonderful, and the view was fantastic. I did get in the seat before the 1 minute warning, as you said, but it was fantastic. I can't explain the feeling I had. I did float for a little while,
Yeah.
but it was amazing.
Good.
Amazing.
Good. I'm glad you had an incredible experience. I
Thank
know
you.
this is a long dream.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
it was a lifelong dream
Yeah.
and fulfilled, and thank you for
All
making
right.
it possible.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Getting to hear from Arvi there as well. What an incredible day.
Yeah, like we said, new Shepard 34, 14th human mission. For our 6 astronauts on board, it was an honor to fly you to space. If you would like to follow in the pioneering footsteps of these astronauts and purchase a seat to space, scan the QR code on the screen or visit blueorigin.com and click Fly to Space. Your own journey beyond the Kármán line is closer than you think.
Yeah.